Alright, if you clicked on this video, that probably means that you're trying to figure out how to stop being awkward in social situations, especially those involving groups. And that's exactly the problem. In a lot of these situations, you're probably spending most of the time kind of in your head thinking about your body language or what you should say or who you should talk to. You might be thinking about what it is that you can do to actually feel included in the conversation. If all that sounds familiar to you, then you might be committing what I think is one of the biggest mistakes that people make when it comes to social situations and generally interacting with others. That mistake is being too in your head and too judgmental and focused on yourself when you're around other people. This is problematic because you end up stressing yourself out and removing yourself from the present moment. You end up so stuck in your own head that your mind just starts drawing a blank and you don't know what to do anymore. So if that's really the problem, then what can we do to solve it? Well, the good thing here is that the steps you can take are actually kind of two-part. On the one hand, by getting yourself out of your head and not judging every little thing you do or planning out every action that you take or thing that you say, you generally won't feel as tense anymore. You'll be able to relax a bit and the people around you can pick up on that difference. On the other hand, by reversing this and turning your attention outwards to other people, what they need, how they might be feeling, what you can do in order to make them feel more included, you can quickly become a person who makes the people around them feel good, positive, and comfortable. And people will just like being around you. Alright, so what can we actually do to make progress here? The first step would be to try and get yourself out of your own head a little bit. When you find yourself having this internal feedback loop with yourself, just take a couple of breaths and try to focus on the environment around you. Try to ground yourself. A good technique for this is actually to focus on your senses. Try to consciously acknowledge maybe 3 things that you can see, 3 things that you can hear, 2 things that you can feel, maybe 1 or 2 things that you can smell. That kind of thing is helpful for just calming you down and getting yourself out of your own head. Really, our main goal with this step is to try to get you to just relax and enjoy the company of the people around you. Once you get comfortable with bringing yourself back into the present moment like that, now you can try and focus on listening to what the people around you are saying. Don't think or worry about what you're going to say, what you might respond to what someone else is saying, or how they might respond to you. Try to just listen as much as you can. Now finally, once you find yourself picking back up on the flow of the conversation, your goal then becomes to try and think about what the people around you need. Does someone seem maybe quiet or like they're feeling left out? Is there something that you can do to help make them feel included? Shift your perspective towards trying to make the people around you feel comfortable, and you'll slowly start to forget that you were feeling uncomfortable in the first place. And that's really it. Those are the 3 steps. Now in the future, whenever you find yourself kind of in a group situation and you start to feel kind of anxious or uncomfortable, just try to remember this. First, try and ground yourself. Try to relax and get yourself out of your own head. From there, try to really listen to what the people around you are saying and try to pick back up on the flow of the conversation. And finally, from there, try focusing on the people around you and what they need, what you can do to make them feel comfortable and included. With that, eventually you'll be able to shift your perspective and shift your focus, and you'll start improving. It won't be instantaneous, but little by little, you will progress, and you'll start to feel more and more comfortable in these kinds of situations.